Okay. I'm Evan Terry.
I'm James Hawking,
And I'm Brent Murray.
and our presentation is about Sustainable Development Goal 2, Zero Hunger, with the goals of ending hunger, achieving food security and improved nutrition, and promoting sustainable agriculture. What is Sustainable Development Goal 2? Sustainable Development Goal 2 seeks to end world hunger by increasing food accessibility and reducing food waste. Some of the UN's objectives are reducing the cost of food, building a large and resilient agriculture sector, and increasing awareness about food waste. Resilient agriculture means it can withstand surges of demand during natural disasters or famine. Local progress towards these objectives could lead to improvements to food accessibility globally, more food production, and it can mean less food waste and more donations can be made to those who need it most. The effects of hunger and the problems facing Sustainable Development Goal 2. Hunger is cited as a root cause for many other global problems, such as education or health, which also have Sustainable Development Goals dedicated to them. Hunger can cause stunted growth, which can lead to severe malnutrition and even health problems, which is why the two are related. Having to worry about basic needs like hunger makes it difficult for people to be productive and escape poverty, because it is difficult for a country or a society to break out of poverty when they are focused solely on meeting their basic needs of survival. Hunger has been increasing since the COVID-19 pandemic, and the overall cost of living has been a major issue in fighting hunger everywhere. The UN claims food availability is the same now as it was 20 years ago, and that food prices are worse than they were not even a decade ago. How does Christianity respond? Many Christian organizations share this goal with the UN to eliminate hunger. Churches are frequently used to host food pantries and strengthen local communities. Christianity is the world's largest religion, with around 31% of the world's population being Christian. This large size makes it easier for churches to aid portions of the world and cooperate with their local communities to end hunger. The Christian perspective on hunger is that it is a core part of their beliefs. Fighting hunger in your local community is explicitly mentioned in Scripture as something every Christian should do, and hoarding food or water that could help someone else is seen as sinful. Some examples of this are found in Christian Proverbs Hebrews 13:16 and John 3:17. Hebrews 13:16 reads, quote, "Do not forget to do good and share with others, for with such sacrifices God is pleased." End quote. While John 3:17 reads, quote, "If anyone has material possessions and sees a brother or sister in need but has no pity on them, how can the love of God be in that person?" End quote. The global Christian response. Here are some examples of the largest and most well-known Christian organizations. Food for the Hungry is a Christian organization active in 19 countries across 4 continents globally. We work with local churches to not only provide food, but help combat the poverty that is often the cause of food scarcity to begin with. Along with Food for the Hungry is Salvation Army. The Salvation Army provides food and shelter in over 100 countries. They were founded in the UK in the 19th century to spread Christianity and help the less fortunate, and they have since grown to be one of the largest religious organizations in the world.
Local Christian responses. Metropolitan Ministries. Metropolitan Ministries is a volunteer and donor-fueled nonprofit helping homeless and at-risk people in the Hillsborough, Pinellas, Polk, and Pasco counties. It is one of Tampa's largest faith-based organizations. They provide a plethora of different services around the Tampa Bay area, including hunger relief. According to their website, the Metropolitan Ministries provides over 160,000 meals each month. 12,000 hot meals are cooked and served weekly at meal sites across Tampa and Tampa Bay area. Meals are provided to around 30,000 families during the holidays. Many of these pantries and meal sites are staffed partially or entirely by local volunteers who often are part of the local Christian community. A. Brown Ministries. A. Brown Ministries services ex-convicts in establishing a spiritual support system and learning life skills along with value of gainful employment. A. Brown Ministries runs the Food for Life Pantry, which provides much needed food for those who would otherwise be able to afford it. In addition, they also offer emergency food assistance by allowing anyone to get a free food bag once a year as long as you provide a valid ID. Matthew 20 Ministry. The Matthew 25 Outreach Ministry is another small food pantry operated by volunteers, churchgoers, and is funded entirely by donations of food or money given to the church. Volunteers also run most of the food drives.
Okay, statistics and questions. These organizations have worked for decades to help the people of Tampa Bay, but hunger remains an ever-present threat to many Tampa families. According to relief organizations Feeding Tampa Bay and Re-Fed, 1 million people in Tampa need food assistance, and of that, 1 in 6 adults and 1 in 4 children are affected by food insecurity. According to Feeding Tampa Bay, the cost of living is outpacing wage growth, and the average Florida salary is $40,000 less than the cost of living in a city like Tampa or St. Petersburg. According to organization Re-Fed, 27% of our total food supply is wasted, equaling to about 63 million tons of food. Many of the problems with food availability in Tampa are rooted in its rising cost of living, which continues to push more families into requiring the services of Feeding Tampa Bay and other faith-based organizations like we talked about earlier. With this in mind, what can we do to bring the cost of food down? What could our local organizations do to combat the root issues of hunger? And what can we do to reduce food waste? Here are our ideas on how to solve these problems. First and foremost would be to invest in local sustainable agriculture to increase accessibility to healthy meat and produce. This would bring the cost of buying food down for regular families and would make it easier to donate surplus food to families who are unable to afford it. This would also combat the obesity crisis in addition to solving the hunger crisis, as healthier foods are obviously better for you than fast food. Second would be to encourage cooperation between local faith-based organizations, food pantries such as Feeding Tampa Bay, and local government to fight hunger. Right now, an example is Feeding Tampa Bay is partnered with the University of South Florida in order to research new methods of fighting hunger in the Tampa Bay area. Third would be to run awareness campaigns and push for legislation to reduce food waste in households and local business. As mentioned earlier, 27% of our food supply is wasted, and contributing to that food waste, households and companies make up about 80% of that food waste. So if we can get legislation in place to reduce how much or how corporations handle the excess food that they find themselves with, we could make food once again less affordable and easily available for those who need it. Fourth would be to find new ways of encouraging people to volunteer for their local community. As seen with the Bright Future scholarships, you need a certain number of hours in order to actually start receiving any aid from Bright Futures, and that can oftentimes lead to people continuing to volunteer even after they finish their hours. The same is true for court-ordered hours, and it is a much healthier alternative for the community as opposed to sending someone to prison and leaving them there. They could help their community. Finally, we still have a long way to go when it comes to the issue of hunger in Tampa, but if we as a community can dedicate more time, resources, and effort into fighting hunger, we can hope to climb back to pre-COVID levels of hunger and then climb beyond to finally solve hunger. We could feed millions more just by being more efficient with how we handle our current food supply. We wouldn't even need to produce more if we just wasted less. We hope this presentation has highlighted how big of a difference reducing food waste and helping out in your local community can be in the quest to eliminate hunger. Thank you very much, and here are our citations used.